Welcome to part two of Financial Freedom through Financial Literacy. This is part two of the two-part presentation. So if you haven't already, please go view part one first. Thank you. WealthCare Services presents Financial Freedom through Financial Literacy. Okay, so we were going to go over the difference between qualified and non-qualified investing and how that works. So we're going to use these twin brothers to illustrate it. They're 35 years old. They're both married with 2 children. They're both earning the same amount of money. They're both saving the same amount of money. And we're going to give them the same interest rate for the same period of time. Brother A is going to save for retirement in qualified accounts, receiving his tax deduction now and paying taxes later. And Brother B is going to save for retirement in non-qualified accounts, and he's going to pay his taxes now and get tax-free income later. So this is what it looks like. Brother A is going to put $6,500 into his 401k at work so that he can get the employer match. And then he's going to spend $680 a year annual premium on a 30-year term life insurance policy that has a $600,000 face value. And now Brother B is going to put nothing into the plan at work, and he's going to put all $7,200 into annual premium in an indexed universal life account that also has a $600,000 face value with a cash value life savings account inside of it. So who's made the right decision? Let's look at the results after 15 years. Brother A's got $214,000 in his 401k, and Brother B has got $171,000 in his cash value. Now, let's just say that life happens, as it often does, and they're needing to go to these accounts to get money out because it's the only place that they've saved. Now, for Brother A to access his money, because he's only 50 years old, if he were in a 25% tax bracket, for every dollar that he needed, he'd have to take out $1.35. He'd need the dollar plus 25 cents for taxes and 10 cents for penalties. Or he would have to take a loan against his 401k for which he'd have payments. Now, if he's going to his long-term investment, of which we've already said the last thing you want to do is interrupt the compounding, it must be an emergency. And the last thing he needs is taxes, payments, and penalties. Brother B can access up to 90% of his cash value at any time for any reason, no matter what the situation. He's able to do that via policy loans, and he's able to do that with no taxes, no payments, and no penalties. So the question here is, can you access your own money? And if so, at what cost? So let's fast forward. Here we are after 30 years. Now, Brother A's got $858,000 in his 401k, but yet his life insurance has run out. The 30-year term is over, and so what was costing him $680 a year in premium would now cost him $12,000 a year in premium. So the likelihood is he won't replace his life insurance. He's got a cumulative tax savings of $65,000. So now what does Brother B have? Brother B has $709,000 cash value in his life savings account. His death benefit has now grown to $864,000, and he's only having to pay premium on the difference between the two. So he's only paying premium on that $155,000. Now, he doesn't have any tax savings, but what happens if they were to die at this point? If Brother A were to pass, what would his beneficiaries receive of that almost $900,000 that he's saved over 30 years? Well, his death is a taxable event, and taxes would have to be paid on that money. And if his beneficiaries were other than his spouse, they would also have to pay taxes on the part that they received. So basically, his beneficiaries would be able to realize maybe 50% of the entire amount of money that he'd saved over the last 30 years. Now, conversely, Brother B's beneficiaries would receive the complete $864,000 death benefit, and the death benefit from life insurance is income tax free to the beneficiary. So it's not how much you make, but how much you keep. So let's go to retirement, because this really is where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? So this is the deal. Brother B is able to get $97,000 a year income for the rest of his life. If he were to die at 100, he would have received about $3.4 million of income, and his beneficiaries would then receive a $3 million death benefit, all income tax free. So now, for Brother A to be able to get that $97,000 a year income, he's going to have to withdraw $129,000 from his 401k because he hasn't paid his taxes. And in 9 years, when he's 74 years old, he's going to run out of money. Now, you recall that over 30 years, he was able to defer $65,000 in taxes. Now, this means that in approximately 2 years, he's going to have paid back all the taxes that he was able to defer over the 30 years. And in 9 years, he's going to pay a little over $291,000 in taxes. So what happened was he was given the privilege of deferring $65,000 in taxes for the pleasure of paying $291,000. I know that's not my idea of a good time. So the deal here is which plan makes you feel more financially secure? So here's the secret of the secret and how the accounts work. Brother A must withdraw money to create income. So he started with $858,000. He takes out $129,000, which leaves him $728,000. Of course, he hasn't taken all of his money out, so what's left earns interest over the year of $58,000. So therefore, at the end of the year, he's got $786,000, which is less than he started with. And he does that every year then until he runs out of money. Now, Brother B takes policy loans to create income. So what happens is he's got $709,000 cash value in his account, and he doesn't take any money out. He takes a loan against the value of his account. So no money comes out. So all of his money's in there earning interest. So he earns that $56,000 in interest, and he's got $765,000 at the end of the year, which is more than he started with. And he does that year after year. So how does it work the whole way? So he takes that $97,000 loan, and yes, there's interest and a payment. There's one payment at death. So let's just say that at the end of 3 years, he were to die. Now, he's received each of the loans, and he's got interest due on all of those for a total of $305,000. He's got an account value of $893,000. We take away that $305,000 that he owes the insurance company. That leaves then the death benefit of $587,000 for the family. So let's take a look at what a Sister B would look like. So what we have here is a 30-year-old female who's putting $300 a month into this policy, which gives her a $400,000 death benefit. Now, of course, $300 a month could get you a whole lot more death benefit if you were buying a term policy. But we're setting this up as minimum death benefit and maximum cash value. As you can see, the death benefit does grow when the compounding hits a certain point. So let's say at 65, she decides to retire. She will have put in a total of $126,000 in premiums, and she will be able to receive a $61,000 a year income tax-free income via policy loans. Now, let's say that she passes away at 95. What has happened here is she's put $126,000 in, and she will then be able to leave her family a $600,000 death benefit, and she will have received $1.8 million of income tax-free during her retired years. Now, there's also been a cash value growing that she, as you saw before, could use as an emergency fund if she had to. Now, some companies offer other benefits as well with their policy. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the accelerated benefits rider that you can receive from some companies as long as you, of course, qualify for it health-wise. Now, these riders are chronic, critical, and terminal illness. And what this means as far as terminal illness goes is if a doctor says that you're sick enough that you'll probably pass away within 2 years, you'd be able to accelerate this much of the death benefit. And if she were to become chronically ill with the chronic illness rider, and let's say she were to get early onset Alzheimer's at 65, she'd be able to receive $9,000 a month income to be used however she wants. But the rider that I believe helps the most people out is the critical illness rider. I know, unfortunately, more people than I want that have been financially devastated because of heart attack or stroke or cancer in their life has caused a tremendous financial hardship. And with the critical illness rider, let's say that Sister B was to have a moderate heart attack at 47, she'd be able to get $107,000, and this is income tax free, to be used as she needs. Obviously, she's going to pay her bills and use the balance to help herself get healthy again. So this is brilliant. It's one policy, one fee, one premium. It takes care of so many things. This is a perfect account in that you're able to get market-like returns with triple compound interest, with the guaranteed safety of your principal and earned gains, as well as your ability to receive tax-free retirement income, having access to your money while protecting your family, and so much more. Many articles, studies, and reports have been done on the products and concepts that we've gone over in this presentation. You can access these articles, reports, and more from the information button on this web page. This is the end of part 2 of a 2-part presentation. If you missed part 1, please do go back and view it. Let us help you to put your financial puzzle together. Call us today to set up a no-obligation appointment so that we can put together a comprehensive plan unique to your needs so that you can achieve your retirement goals with confidence, or to answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much for attending today.